What's good, YouTube? Karma back at it again with another video, and yeah, you read the intro correctly. This time we're doing reviews. After our little success with our One Piece review, we decided to do a couple more and see how they go. For the first, we're doing ReZero. So let me give you a quick description. Alright, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, is a Japanese light novel series or manga written by Topei Nagatsuki. The story centers on Subaru Natsuki, a boy who suddenly finds himself transported to another world on his way home from a convenience store. Season 1 ended with Subaru defeating the White Whale and the Archbishop of Sloth, then suddenly being shot when his love interest forgot who her maiden Rim was. If you haven't checked out the first season, you should probably watch that before we watch this, because this is our review on Season 2. So what did y'all think about Season 2, Episode 1?
I think they did, like, the OG watchers of, like, the first season foul.
I think so.
Foul as fuck. That shit. Everybody, bruh, everybody, well, at least as far as I know, everybody was sick. I was sick as hell. I'm still sick, because... you know, she's still in the state. Everybody love Rim, bruh.
Yeah.
Like,
Rim is like the main girl everybody loves the show for.
top one best girl in like anime. Don't at me.
But I mean, I did like the introduction of the characters though. Like it's filmed real beautiful. Like the debris falling in the sky in the background, like everything was beautiful. I like the animation. Like the
animation of it is definitely good. Like, I agree with you on that for sure. But I don't
remember how bad the animation was before.
No, I mean it was never bad. It's just improved even more since then.
It just looked better.
Emphasis on like details and stuff. I think that came from Demon Slayer. It's encouraged people to put in effort. Like it's definitely a big change, and I like it. I like.
True. I mean, it was but I gotta say though, like in the first episode, when I was like, oh well, you know, she forgot who Rim was. Oh, this ain't no problem, bro. Just go ahead. You know, as morbid as it sounds, you know, just kill yourself. Hopefully, the checkpoint will work out in your favor. Found out that no matter how many times you killed it didn't work. I was
I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting the same thing. I was like, yeah, just off yourself.
Yeah, I was like, nah, bro. Just it's all good.
Nah, they've been really good with him, like. Even though that's his, his one thing from going to another world or whatever, they've never had that be just his, like...
fix.
His go immediately.
He just do shit and be like, yeah, I can just die and revert it, so it's all good.
Right.
He's never
that's
been
literally
that
his last resort.
Especially because he knows, like, how it feels, like, every time. Even when shit going south, he's like, I still don't want to die.
Yeah.
We saw that in season 1 too. Like that shit is psychological. It affects you, bro.
Yeah.
Knowing you have to kill yourself over and over, that shit's wild. So.
Yeah. Then like the animation and like the stress and shit, they really showed like how
that emphasis,
how fucked up he was with like actually putting that broken sword into his neck.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, ooh, I'm ready for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I see that.
They do
they
a very good job of showing that human emotion. Yeah.
It's cool. It's definitely cool.
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
I felt bad. Yeah, that was the worst part. I felt bad for him knowing that he still had to kill himself. And it didn't work. And it didn't work. I'm like,
it makes sense. It
makes
sense. Didn't work. It adds a good twist to the show. It's not.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was gonna work too. I thought he was just gonna kill himself and then come back and then just fix whatever was wrong.
I thought it was like, he just.
He just killed himself.
I didn't think it was gonna work. Oh, I thought it was gonna work technically, but I thought it was going to go back like to before he beat Beltigis.
To like the
keys for money conti.
Oh my gosh! Right. Yes. That man, bro.
So
his brain trembles. Fuck you talking about? That's fine, nigga.
So for episode 1, what did y'all think it was going to consist of? Because it seems like right now, from that point, I was like, is this going to be about just Subaru, trying
getting her back,
rekindle his relationship with Rue, getting her memory back somehow, or what was y'all thinking?
You mean Rum? But yeah, no, Rue died. I think I think the reason they did that, and this is just my little hot pick on it, is because they realized how much everybody loved Rim instead of Emilia. So this is like their way of trying to create some importance to Emilia because she is
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
wait.
it.
I don't know about that.
How?
I don't know
You
about
would defend her, wouldn't you?
Because
She
she's a bitch.
listen.
How?
Listen.
That's what I want. I
Rim
just wanna
is
know.
better. I agree. But how is she a bitch?
Cause she like my boy, don't give him no play, and then
Debatable.
No.
She
when he
she
turned into
hasn't
Mr.
like had
Bitches,
good
then all of a
interactions
sudden
with
She
people.
wanna give him play. No.
Well, first off, though, I do have to say that my
bitches.
boy Subaru did fuck up a good number of times from before. Like,
Yeah,
she did make
bruh.
promises with him, and he broke it every
I'm about
time.
to say you got
Literally,
that nigga
every
was
time it
being
made
weird.
shit worse.
Fair enough,
Worse.
but I mean,
That nigga was being weird.
And then you have to remember,
was my
from
man's
those
first
different
bad bitch,
times,
so-
too,
I
know how to
that
act.
don't make it less creepy. The fuck?
fair enough.
my man went off on her, and she like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She like, nigga, you crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm
He was
giving my
going
all for you. I'm, hurting
Right.
myself for you. I'm doing all this for you. So she's like, well, nigga, I got to go. Like,
Right. Like, the
I'm
audience is
making you
gonna
do these
understand.
things. I holla at
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nigga, they don't
I
remember when he
understand.
killed himself, right?
No, no, it's literally.
Yeah,
I mean, that
and they
makes sense
can't,
of how
and he can't even tell them either.
no, he
Because,
can't.
Yeah, so
because they die too. So
Yeah, so you can't make it seem like he's being weird if he had to, you know what I mean? That's not
no.
really being
No,
weird.
But you have,
I
but you
get
have to
it.
get it from
I
their
get it.
perspective.
Yeah, but
If
just
they
think of it
don't
from
know,
her perspective.
and you just yelling at her like, "I've been doing this all for you," and in that timeline,
I mean,
she doesn't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
but
about.
give
but of
Subaru
course,
some
but how would
slack.
you?
I see what Ant's saying.
I'm about to say
You gotta
exactly.
cut
Give him some slack. How would
too,
you?
because she doesn't
How would
remember.
you explain that?
And he's
Look,
going crazy.
don't get me wrong.
No, it's not a- it's
I'm
not a
It's
slack
not
thing.
about that. The
I'm not
audience is
saying
gonna
he's wrong.
understand.
Yeah,
But
it's just
we
you,
can't
like,
call
I'm
her a
saying
bitch
you called
because
Emilia a
she
bitch.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
She was definitely
Yeah.
a bitch. I'm sorry.
I
The way
I
they
get it.
described her in the beginning, she definitely was. What's her name? She definitely was different.
I get the
She's
fact that she was-
standoffish because the entire world
Exactly.
thinks he's the reincarnation of the witch.
They call her a half devil instead of an elf. I mean, that definitely is like some slur against her, basically, that she has to keep dealing with
I mean,
for her whole life.
True.
Even though she wants to show everybody I'm not a bad person. Like, it took what? Remember, they literally, what was it, the second or maybe the third episode when she was trying to tell the villagers, like, I want you to leave, I want to keep you protected. None of them listened to her. Like, they was like, oh, you're a half devil, we don't care what you got to say, blah 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 blah. And then it was after the fact when Subaru finally came back and they was like, oh, I guess she was telling the truth, we should have listened to her like shit, you know what I mean? So she's had a lot to deal with.
Yeah, she has.
I think you definitely
Maybe I'm too hard
hating
on
on
her,
Emilia a little too much.
but-
Yeah, just a tad.
nah.
So
I
episode
get
2
it.
though, which I think about that.
It was more about skid.
It was just kind of more build up kind of thing, like getting some dialogue. I mean, we finally got to see what the previous maid, looked like before she left. Mm-hmm. She was like some demi-human, because I remember seeing a part of her from like season 1, but I didn't know what she looked like completely because they never showed her face.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, so that's what she looks like.
What's her name
That's
again?
cool.
What the F?
Characters
Like
back. We got
Flea-
Beatrice
Flea
back.
Frederica.
Isn't that other? What's that cat? Isn't he a guy? I thought it was a
Puck.
puck.
Yes.
Yeah,
Puck is a
Felix?
guy.
No, not puck.
No,
the one that's
Felix.
Oh, Felix. Yes,
Oh,
Felix
okay.
is also a guy.
Yeah, Felix is the guy.
the one that
Yes. The one that works
hanging
with,
out with skid. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
The
That's how they say her name, bro.
yes, he is a guy though. Even though he
name like
dresses up
Scoosh
the way
or
he
some
does,
shit.
he is a guy.
Oh, Crush.
Yes. Boy, you sound like you trying to
Yeah,
talk like Poe, skadoosh.
Beatrice is acting like super weird. No, was it
She,
Beatrice?
she was a little suspect.
Becca.
That was season 2.
What
I
was
mean,
her
that was episode 2. That was a little sus
name
too.
is
'Cause she
Beatrice. They called
actually
her Biako.
mentioned
Biako, yeah.
Beatrix. I mean, she was a little sus too because she actually mentioned what's his name? Poltergeist's name. She called him
Yeah,
Geese or whatever.
yeah.
I was like, how the fuck you know about him that way?
Yeah,
She was saying
related
some,
to the
oh, so you
Archbishop
left me now
somehow.
too, and I was like,
Yeah.
there's got to be
Something
some
else going on
relationship
for
with
sure.
them that we don't know.
Yeah, I'm waiting on
I couldn't
that.
tell if she was like genuinely felt like used by Subaru,
Bad.
or
Oh,
she
yeah,
was like
okay.
hiding something. It was like real weird. It was like a real.
I felt like she
weird
was definitely
middle ground.
hiding something. that she didn't want to like say because
Yeah.
it made it like that's what I really want to
I feel like
understand.
it's
Like,
both.
why does she always stay in there? Like she has some relationship to just being in that place and not wanting anybody to find her unintentionally. There's a lot to her character that we don't know yet,
Yeah. The only
which is
I
kind of
mean,
good. I mean, it's good. Like,
she
you know,
probably felt used.
suspicion.
And she's also never really been like fully okay with him being in her room. He'd just be showing up.
Right.
I mean, I feel like
Because
she
he
was
just
never,
has that ability.
By the end of it, she wasn't super angry at him. It seemed like they
Like,
found
they're
a middle
friendly.
ground. But like on this
Right.
one, it,
Are
Are you
like,
talking about the librarian?
yeah.
Yeah.
On this one, it felt
It
like
seemed like she did that on purpose, kind of like to mask something.
I think something
what I
else
mean?
is going on. Like,
Yeah, something
I
else
feel
is
like
there
she
that
kinda masking
she
what
doesn't
she
want
wants
to
to
get
say
involved
without
in.
getting in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
did you remember the Queen girl? She was like, she said something like, "I've done everything you've said, Roswell." Like
Yeah.
it definitely felt like she was hiding something, but given her relationship
We
at the
won't
end
know,
of the
yeah.
first season, they seemed like they were in a middle ground. So I think something else is going
Yeah.
on that like
Something else
you
is
know,
going. I think Roswell
building
is
up to something
holding
else.
is got some
Yeah, good. It doesn't
ulterior
want to kill the
motives.
dragon.
from the beginning.
Yeah, he been on some
Yeah, he wants
yeah
to-
from the first season.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause he
gives
wants
me
to kill the
Hisoka
dragon, and I
vibes.
feel like it's something along that.
Yeah, he
Maybe,
definitely
yeah,
gives me
yeah.
Hisoka vibes. Like he got some ulterior motives, and he just not showing them. It's like that
Yeah.
time when Subaru showed
He
up in
likes
that
the witches.
that
He
At
does.
least from what I
meeting and
see.
all- oh, yeah.
He likes the witches.
Yeah.
He was like, she called the witch of
Echidna.
greed,
Or
and he was
Yeah,
like,
a-
Echidna.
Echidna.
Yeah.
Not the witch.
Yeah, he
I was
wanted
like,
to use her
oh,
real
okay.
name instead of calling her the Witch of Greed or whatever.
Which kind of makes sense because he doesn't seem like a normal human anyway. He seems like he's a demi-human of some sort. I don't know what he is though.
He has to be.
That-
'Cause he
That whole
remember
blue
he
eye,
did the
yellow
trial.
eye, and his
I mean, at this
magic
point, the
and yeah,
only real human I think is Subaru, right?
is Subaru. Well, and
Nah,
the
the
knights,
peasants.
the knight, yeah, the knights.
And all the villagers and shit.
That's what they were calling them. Like those. But yeah, he definitely has to be like
The townspeople, the villagers.
the peasants,
They look like peasants.
the town
Sorry.
folks.
They look
town
like
folks.
peasants.
I'm dead.
When she went in there to talk to them, I was like, peasant number one, peasant number two. But no, I was saying that he had to be a some type of half
A demi-human.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Whatever.
because it said that you can't do the trial if you're not a demi-human in the first place.
Which
Oh, yeah,
I
he
really wanna
got
know
his
why
ass
Garfield can't do
whooped.
it.
I don't know.
I think he's
He's not a
scared.
demi.
Yeah.
I think he might just be scared, probably too.
He said he said he
I
could.
think
He
he
said
is a
wish he
demi.
Oh
could.
yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
he is just full.
He has to be.
He said
I
he
think
could if
he's
he
like
wanted to.
Frederica's brother or something. That's why they look
yeah, I
alike
definitely
with the
get that
teeth and shit. Hair color the same.
I mean,
all
that's
that
how
stuff.
Subaru figured out who he was. He was like, "How did you know that?" And he looked at my man's teeth, was like, "Bruh, it's
Yeah,
right.
like, are you really asking me
Look
this
at
right
your
now?
mouth, son.
It's time.
Look at you. How can I not?
You know,
Yeah, I really want to know why he can't do it.
I think it's
I mean,
just
he said
because
he
he's a
couldn't.
100% pure blood, probably. Maybe he's just some
Yeah,
pure
exactly.
blood, and he's not.
He's probably not.
He's not
mixed.
able to.
He's probably pure, whatever she is, whatever that's called. I don't know what that is. Yeah,
Yeah, it's some type of
he's
beast
probably
thing.
not mixed.
Whatever
Yeah,
type
he's
of
probably
beast thing
not
they are.
mixed.
Yeah.
so
Well, Frederica's mixed, so yeah, I guess he might.
Mixed with what?
Yeah.
Like, she's a demi-human. She's not.
Yeah, she is. I don't think he is though. I think he might just be like full, and then whatever happened to the parents afterwards might have been different.
exactly.
for her.
Yeah, we got a Inuyasha Shishomaru thing going on.
Yeah, there you. Yeah, you already know. You hear what I'm saying?
So,
But,
what do y'all think is in the sanctuary? Do you think it's a good place, bad place? It's a lot of hype, behind it,
well-
especially going into season 3. That's where the journey started to move toward.
we could kind of see from episode 3, like it's definitely related to the witch agreed, because when Subaru first went in there, that's how he was able to even get in connection with her in the first place.
But he's not
Because of that,
fully
so-
in it yet, is he? I thought he got transported to where she was, but she was.
She
like,
said that
"I
he chose
invited
to come
you."
there.
I think
Yeah,
he
chose
went
to
in
go
there
there.
by himself, but I think it's because he's got this weird aura that's already connected to the witch's scent.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's allowing him to do stuff that other people
She
did.
said
Because
that it
remember,
chose
she
him.
said that like, oh, it's weird that you were able to be in here, and not be affected by just being in front of me or whatever
Yeah.
I
like
think
that.
after
So-
he killed that bishop, after he killed the bishop, she said that
it transferred.
one of the
yeah,
witch something chose him or something like that.
the sloth.
Yeah, it chose
the
him.
essence
So that's probably
of
why
whatever.
they
The witch factor.
Yeah.
Man, the witch had a
Which
great
makes sense.
introduction too, man. Now I'm thinking about it, they really have really good character introductions. Because I like the fact that she didn't even get up from the. She's this all powerful.
Oh yeah, she was just sitting there.
The only time
my man got thrown into an acid trip, bro.
Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, the world is falling apart."
He did though.
Oh man,
I
do gotta
question.
say this though. Is she weird for
Are the
saying
other witches
like
that?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think they're
I
all
don't think they
different
can
because
be.
this is the first time that you actually get to hear how many.
I don't mean
you kind of had a
personality-wise.
gist.
I mean, are they all
like
in
power.
some kind of like graveyard
Oh, graveyard.
as opposed to just being dead?
I think they're. I don't know. I don't think they're
Maybe they're in the
graveyards. I think they're in
sanctuary.
different sanctuaries, like different places.
It kind of reminds
Like
me.
that.
Of,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Before
So I
where
agree with you
Iroh
then.
was, but like the hell, I guess, type version of it. So it's like this, not Enderworld. I can't remember it. The spirit world, basically, but
In
A
different
place where they
places.
can control.
yeah,
to,
because
like,
they're
make
not
it comfortable for them.
specifically.
because they're not like tortured.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I
Because
guess
they're still
alone.
connected to the world or the ruin. I mean, and now it's funny because I just realized when the witch agreed mentioned was it Sloth
Echidna.
and the dragon? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Echidna. Mentioned the witch of Sloth. She mentioned that the witch of Sloth did sent that dragon or whatever, and wasn't Roswell talking in the first season about getting the dragon or whatever?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's some connection to that, which was
Maybe.
interesting.
Maybe Roswell definitely has this weird connection to the witches that I hope they
Which-
explore.
Is it different dragons? Because the
I don't know because they only
Witch
mentioned one
of
dragon
Envy
so far.
but the Witch of Envy was sealed by, like, they named like 3 different things, but one of them was a dragon. So if he likes,
It wasn't
makes
the witch
sense
of
why
envy.
he wants to kill the dragon, but then why
Maybe.
would the Witch of Sloth use the dragon? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe they.
it seems like the
killing
witch of
the dragon.
Sloth kind of was like had their own. Maybe
Exactly,
they got
yeah.
their own dragon. That might be the case too.
Then given all the names,
It's just interesting.
So does he only like specific witches?
I think
don't
there might be because I mean
And
from what she was explaining, they all were kind of different in their own way.
Yeah,
like
Roswell-
the witch
Maybe
of
he struck a
lust
deal
didn't
somewhere.
seem so
Yeah.
bad. The lust, she seemed pretty chill. Like she just wanted all races to be able to love each other. I was like, all right, that's not bad. The witch agreed though when she started mentioning, she did like all these experiments on different people just to.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she a little suspect.
they got this
and
like
then,
7 deadly sins. I mean, I guess they are.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
7
they are
deadly sins,
technically.
but they all are different, similar to like
Right.
Full Metal Alchemist. But we don't know if they're all
Yeah,
bad guys or
uh-huh.
not. But Roswell,
Exactly.
like, he gives me like the Orochimaru vibes. Like he kind of just does his own thing. Cause nobody looks at him as a bad guy, but us and Subaru when he first met him. Cause remember Subaru when
Right.
he first met him, it was kind of like
He was
this guy's
kind
a
of
little
fishy of him
weird,
too.
Like
Yeah, he was fishy of him.
by the end of it, it's not like Roswell really helped them, other than letting his people fight in that war. We don't really know
Right,
too much.
and
about him.
that one time when he just happened to save Subaru from like those dog
True,
beast
true.
thing.
Letting what people fight in the war?
Just like the maid, like Rue allowing them to fight. 'Cause he could have
Rem,
easily said, "Y'all
letting
stay
Rem and
home."
Rom.
Yeah. He could have easily said, "You guys stay home while this war is going on," but he let them.
Because he
fight.
definitely doesn't seem like he really cares that much about
What?
the other people like
Hold
that.
on. What are you talking about?
Talking about the alliance going out
Yeah.
to the alliance with what's her name?
The alliance at the
But
end
what
of season
war?
1. It's not a war.
Oh no,
it's just
not really
all
the war,
people
but
came
just what was
together
going
to
on with
fight
the witch, the whale and stuff. That's what he was
So I'm
talking about.
saying Roswell could have easily gone like, no, I don't want you guys to do that, stay home. But he allowed them to go out and fight.
Wait, but they weren't. None of them were doing. That wasn't their idea. That was Crucius, like, end of the deal. Like, that's what she wanted in order for the alliance to be a thing. And the only person from Roswell's side that fought the whale was
Was Rem.
Room.
And Rem was with Subaru in the capital the whole time. So He didn't even know that they were doing it.
Yeah, that's
He probably still doesn't know that the white whale is dead. No one told him.
so?
No one told him. He wasn't around. I mean, unless he just knows shit. But
I
literally,
would feel.
no one told him.
I feel like he would know only
Yeah.
because, and this just hear me out on this is because in the first season he has a really weird like close relationship with Rom.
Exactly.
Like it's real strange. Like
He has to
I don't know
know.
what it
I
is,
think
so
he
he
has to
has
know,
to.
I think he's healing her home.
Because remember, Rom and Rem can communicate and they know what's going on with each other. So I feel like
Only
in
reason
some
why I'm
type
gonna
of
say
way.
that is what's the name? Because in the first one, that he knows is because Subaru was talking to is it Rem? Is it Rem? Rom?
Blue
Whichever
hair is
blue hair.
Rem.
So
Hair is
whatever
Rom.
the other one, yeah, Rom, that one. He was talking to her and she didn't remember about her sister, which means that already happened. The whole like thing with the whale, it already happened, which means that's probably already been talked about. They were transporting the whale. You know what I mean? When that attack happened in the first place. That make any sense?
Oh, after the fact, yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
so I'm
true.
guessing if
They
he's
were
talking
still
to her about it,
transporting it.
exactly.
he
He's
hasn't
already
talked to
talking-
her about it.
He talked
No,
to her
that
in the first
that
episode.
time when they were in the mansion, they
he was like,
came to
"Do
the
you
house and
remember
he gave her the
She
update.
was like, I don't have a sister.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I don't have a sister. So
Just
she
before or
talked
after
to
he
her about
died.
it. This can't be before he died.
Are we talking season 2?
Yes, season 2. The first episode of season 2.
When they went back to the castle. Yeah.
Yeah, he
was
literally
right
was
in the
like,
beginning of the first
she was like, I don't have a
yeah,
sister. What are you
yeah,
talking
when they
about? I
went to
don't
the
have a
room.
sister.
They
She
went
was
to
like,
the
who
room
is this
and
girl
stuff.
who looks like me? I don't have a sister, pretty much.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
So it's like,
but-
he probably knows about the whale being gone. They were transporting it. It's like, that'd be weird. They were at the castle. They show up and they're like, oh yeah, we got to
they weren't transporting it though.
Yes, they
No,
were.
but they knew about
That was
it.
Why,
They knew
why would
about
they
it.
not
That
tell
was Cruz.
Roswell, I guess, is the real question.
Roswell wasn't around. That's not
was
true.
at the
They didn't
castle,
tell him
wasn't he?
he was not there. No.
I thought he was, at the
never
castle.
there.
No. He
They
was
left
out doing
together.
something. He was out doing
I
something.
guess I feel like since Roswell's always on the move, that he knows what's going on at his own house or around his house. He's a big part of this kingdom. So,
I don't know. It just seems weird because they said that he left with Rom not that long ago.
I was about to say
when
him
they
and Ron
showed
have
up at
been
the castle
together
the first
for
time.
some time.
So it's
They've
like,
been
when did
doing
they
their own
leave?
things.
I mean, either way, I kind of
definitely
get
a possibility.
both sides of it. Yeah.
possibility. We'll just find out with time. Because, again,
With
I feel
time,
like he
yeah.
knows
definitely
regardless.
a weird to me. So,
Yeah,
And
he likes
didn't
it. He's got
ask,
some strange going on.
About Rem either.
he probably doesn't remember
He doesn't
probably
know
doesn't
who
remember.
She doesn't
No,
know
but
who
I'm
she
saying
probably-
Subaru didn't ask.
him about her.
If what's the name has a connection, maybe what if he still knows who she is? If he has a connection, that makes
Oh,
sense.
you
you
mean
talking
because of the?
If Roswell has a
whole-
connection with the
the
witches
system.
and all that stuff, maybe
How would he
if
not
he would have
know
been like,
that?
"Do you remember who Rem is?" He'd be like, "Oh yeah."
I don't think he has a connection.
No,
with
I don't
her.
think it's the same way like Subaru though. I don't think it's the same.
That's
I
what I'm
don't think
saying.
he has a
I
connection.
don't know.
Yeah, because she told
Yeah.
Subaru he was lucky to even make it there with her. I don't think just everybody can get there. I do think Roswell can get there though, but
I don't know. I mean,
Get
with the
where,
whole trial
specifically?
thing, with the whole trial thing, it seemed
the
like he
witches-
was
I guess
graveyard?
He
it's,
got
not
destroyed by the
specifically the
trial.
greed one.
it's
Not-
it's
I don't think the
definitely
greed.
a big stretch, but I wouldn't be surprised if Roswell has a way to connect or talk to the witch, especially if the witch has this power that she can, or knowledge that she can share with people if they can do something for her, basically.
Yeah, like a deal. I think he
I
struck a
wouldn't
deal
be surprised
somewhere.
if he could connect with them.
Exactly.
I do want to know, like, if she has the same type of effect. Like, remember how she? Well, it probably isn't because I think we kind of got the gist of how it was. But when she had said that, oh, my vow is that you can't say anything about what's going on in here, and then she pushed him out, and then literally as he was like in the ruins, he was just like, I felt like somebody said something to me, like she made him forget. So I wonder if something will happen if he does end up remembering and says something. Will he have the same effect on him like how it is when he tries to tell somebody he's returning from death?
Yeah.
Like I wonder what will happen. Because it seems like, and this is just my guess, I feel like his
Pretty
little
good.
return from death thing,
Okay, why I see you.
Yeah.
I feel like his return from death thing is kind of from the what is it, the Witch of Envy. Because every time he's like
definite.
dying, you see that, like you see that little shadow figure, and they showed it again when they talked about it. I'm like, yeah, bruh, he has the power from the Witch of Envy without a doubt. Some connection. I feel like it's gonna come up.
And they keep
later.
calling him Pride.
I don't think he's Pride.
I want to know
I don't
what that's
think
about.
I think so. This is my thing. I think in the beginning of like season 1, when he was like really full of himself, especially when he was talking to like Julius, like, you know, the way he was, I feel like originally he was being very prideful of himself, like regardless of the fact that he was weak. You know, I'ma still make Emilia's dreams come true. Oh, you think you're just so cool because you guys like practice this, blah 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 blah. But then I think
you might be right.
after the fact, the reason why that might not be the case anymore is because when he defeated Sloth, he was able to get that witch factor from him.
So you think he's Sloth now?
Because remember when they was like fighting that one time when he was like basically giving up on life, he was like, oh, you're acting very slothful. And since then he was able to see like his hands or whatever that people weren't normally able to see unless they had the you know, what was it, the power of sloth or whatever. So I feel like Subaru's just kind of, I don't know what it is, I feel like he just has the ability to connect to the witch's factors in different ways, not specifically
Maybe.
one,
I mean, he does have
except
dark,
for envy.
magic. Or
Yeah.
dark magic.
Yeah, that dark
magic
magic
is like, you know, it's weird and debuffs, like they said.
Yeah.
Right.
Ominous, so. They say one of the
I think
powers,
he's,
which
I think
makes
him
sense.
just
Most
in
dark
general.
stuff is weak in
Yeah.
games. Anyway, it's usually debuffs. Look at Pokemon, for example. Most dark moves are debuffs. Sucker
And that's
punch,
about it.
Shit like that are debuffs. Knockoff and stuff like that. So it makes sense.
So overall, were y'all still interested? Still?
I mean, now that I'm
absolutely.
getting more of the lore, I'm definitely interested now. Because once we
Absolutely.
heard about them witches, I was
Yes,
like, oh yeah,
exactly. Season 3
we
just-
getting some information now.
It lit the match.
Episode
I'm
3,
like,
yeah.
alright, I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
in now.
Season 2.
Season 2, my bad, thanks.
Season 2, episode 3. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run with a Dre, ayy, ayy, with a Dre, ayy, walk around with a Dre, ayy, with a Dre, ayy, walk around with a Dre.